It's Wood Stick Wednesday, and I've got an unusual stick to show you. Now, you might have seen this stick very briefly in an unboxing video, and it's a stick by Matthew Etienne, who was one of the most famous stick makers. And I am a sucker for Etienne sticks. I have an awful lot of them. So behind me here is a small collection of my Etiennes. I think I've probably got about 40 Etiennes in my collection now, and very lucky. There's a few there that I got unused, and there's a few that I'll be stringing up very shortly, so look out for that here on YouTube. But this one is very unusual. It's an Etienne field stick. I have never seen another Etienne field stick. And what's really unusual about it is the date on it. Now, there might be other field Etiennes out there. I haven't seen any, certainly not seen any that's stamped Etienne. And it's unlikely this is the only one. But like I said, I've not seen another one, not aware of any other collectors that have one. But the date on this is really unusual. So as you can see on the stamp there, it's 79 to 80. 1979 to 1980. Now, of course, by this point, everybody in the field game is using plastic sticks. So whether Etienne made this for someone perhaps who wanted a field wooden stick as a memento, whether this was a prototype stick that just never got finished and then he stamped it at that time, no idea. In fantastic condition, it's never been used. You can see there, never picked up a ground ball. The gut wall is like it's been strung yesterday. And it's just in great condition. So obviously, it's quite common with older sticks, this bit is, you know, the oil's coming out of the leathers, which is kind of white bit on the leathers there. But other than that, it is in incredible condition. Really, really nice stick, really good example. And just very unusual to find a field woody by Etienne. So if there's anybody out there that knows anything about Etienne field sticks, then feel free to get in touch, whether you drop a comment below or whether you just get in touch with us directly. But very unusual. Now, this has quite an interesting story how we acquired this. On a Canadian website, buying and selling site, I came across, in fact, this one right here. Etienne Martin. And again, never used, never seen a ground ball, full leather pocket with the kind of vinyl covered gut wall. I didn't have one of these in my collection, so I saw this for sale. It wasn't a cheap stick, but it was worth every penny. So bought this, and in the listing, the seller actually said unused Etienne Martin stick, like it was the day it was made, and he said that I will only sell to serious collectors. And I thought that's kind of unusual. So I got a friend up in Canada to call the guy because his phone number was in the advert, and it transpired that this guy was actually Etienne's travelling salesman, and he knew him really, really well. His name was Robert, and hopefully be able to tell you a few more stories in future about Robert and some of the stories he had about working with Matthew Etienne. But just really kind of weird to come by. I think I picked up 5 Etiennes from the seller, and I split a couple others. There was maybe 3 sticks went to a friend of mine, Curtis, up in Canada. And what was really interesting is he actually had a jig, like a travelling jig that Etienne would do repairs on, which is now in the being looked after by Curtis, and Curtis is using it to restore sticks. It's fantastic that, you know, a tool used by one of the master craftsmen making wooden sticks is still being used today. So I'm really pleased that that's found a good home, and Curtis is going to make good use of that tool. But you know, what a find to find, you know, unused Etiennes being sold by a guy who was actually working for Etienne, travelling around and selling sticks for him. So a lot of these sticks were actually kind of trade samples that he would take around to stores and to teams and show them. But this is very unusual. I am yet to see another field Etienne. So like I said, if you know anything about field Etienne sticks, then feel free to get in touch. But fantastic looking stick. Got to say, I don't collect many field sticks. It's usually the box ones I collect, but finding this, just the rarity of it, very unusual.